Alright, here we go with part 3. This is the end. Everything's lined up perfect. Now, I mean, you're probably not going to want to put the back plate on yet, because you're going to need to put your fan and clutch and everything else on there. So I'm just going to toss my back plate back on here. I'm not using this motor right now anyways. Okay, now, you know, you just put the head back on. Usually you have, on some motors, you know, people either run a head gasket or they won't run a head gasket depending on the motor or fuel you're using, sea level, all that good stuff. Set my head back on here. I always crisscross the bolts and I do not tighten them down. I just snug them a little bit, each bolt. If you just tighten them like all the way around without crisscrossing them, you could have an air leak on the side that you didn't. Like if you tighten these three and then tighten these three, you're liable to have an air leak on this side of the motor. So it's always better to crisscross the bolts when you tighten them down. And just snug them first so that way the head fits flat on the block. All my bolts are snug. Now I'll tighten them down. Same thing, crisscross, but I start with the opposite side where I snug them.
They just won 70-69. Beat Tayshawn's little cousin. Little Prince couldn't hit the final shot. Michigan State going to the Final Four right now for you. I got Lady Gaga tickets. You want to get qualified for 313-298-9595.
That one's tight. That one's tight. Alright. Now put the carb back on. Like I said before, you know, in the first part of the video, is there's some carbs have the gaskets on the inside of the hole. Make sure you put that gasket back on, or you know, make sure you don't lose it. And there's usually a gasket on the base of the carb too. And usually when you take your carb off, there's a mark right there and a mark right there. I usually, you know, just, oh, forgot to put this back in there. Alright. I'll slide the carb back on. I usually line up the two marks, is what I do, and then push down on the carb to make sure the gasket seals good. And tighten it down. Carb's on. You're all done. Before putting the motor back in the helicopter, make sure you set your needles to the stock break-in settings. You need to make sure you do that. If not, if they're set to the settings that you were running the motor at in the first, you know, after the motor was broken, more or less likely you're going to burn the ring up. And then you end up having to put a new ring back into the motor again. So, but I really hope this video helps people, you know. But, thanks for watching.